Just little boy. Man. It's been a while since we've had a dramatic live stream entrance, but you guys have been missing Mochi, and he is finally just chilling here to welcome us into the stream. So I hate to say it, as much as I like to brag about how the Dadvocate live streams are very audio only friendly, and they will be, but for these first few moments, while you're all gathering in and obviously hitting that like button, we do have a Sir Mocherton. Just an absolute unit of a chonk, the greatest cat of all time. I hate to say, no offense to all of the other cats, but like, this is clearly pretty OP. This is insane. You shouldn't be. This is a 5-star cat. This is a holographic cat right here, dude. The consequence of this is that I'm gonna have cat hair all over my lipstick, but honestly worthwhile. Okay, we're gonna release the chonk, but one last look at what an absolute unit he is. He's a cat. He's a kitty cat. And he dance, and he dance. Okay, Miles, I will stop. I will stop. I will release the boy. Miles was not having that. He's like, Mom, this is not how we treat rescues. We are not here for your amusement. He's like, no, I am, though, actually. Miles and Mochi Cam to start us off. All right. That's enough of the Miles show. Come on, Miles. Go to Little Boss.
Hey.
Not so Little Boss, I guess, anymore, though. Taller than me, boss. Anyway, welcome back to yet another Dadvocate live stream. I am your host, Lauren, aka the Dadvocate, and this is just a live stream where we like to come and talk about relationships, dating, parenting, co-parenting, marriage, divorce, breakups, cheating, and all kinds of other buffoonery and bungholery in between. As I mentioned earlier, we try to keep it audio only friendly, so yes, I do have a very cute cat that comes on screen sometimes that I highly recommend you look at, and yes, we do react to visual cues on screen, but if you are at the gym lifting some weights, taking your dog for a walk, on a long commute in the car, and you don't want to be staring at your screen to enjoy and consume content, I will be doing my best to verbally describe everything that's going on so that you can enjoy this live stream the same as, say, a podcast. Before we do get started, I just want to give a special shout out to today's sponsor, you. You are helping sponsor this channel by liking the stream, engaging by commenting, and just adding an extra viewer to the mix. So super appreciate you. An extra special shout out to my YouTube members and Patreon members. YouTube members have access to special emotes you can use during the live chat, early access, exclusive members only live stream. Patreon members get a bunch of similar stuff, no emotes I believe, but you get exclusive merch, and all of you get access to our super awesome Discord where we play games and yap about all kinds of stuff. Sorry, the cat got my tongue, I suppose. Anyway, I think that's enough yip-yapping. Someone, I believe, super chatted. Let me make sure I don't miss anything. Okay, Shadow God 1000! So good to see you. Thank you for the first super chat of the day. Bye, Fluffy. We will miss you. Maybe we'll have some Prince Unicorn to make a surprise appearance at the end there. But listen, I say we just jump right into it, okay? Today's theme of the stream is we are going to cover a kind of new viral situation that is being called the side quest baby situation. You might be confused if you don't know gaming terminology. You might be more familiar with perhaps the term side piece. A side quest or a radiant quest is one that is not exactly the main quest in a video game, right? It's something that you end up picking up along the way. So, what in the world is a side quest, baby? How did we get here? Okay. It all begins with this TikTok creator here. If we go to her page, you'll see her page is Desiree Allen. Says, I'm just living my best life, okay. Decent following here, about 15,000 followers when she posted this here video. Before we watch it, I'll read you the caption. It says, story time. Had to remake this is basically it. I don't know what else to say to y'all. I want to be as supportive as I can. It's not that deep. I love my man and everything that comes with him as he does me. Hashtag storytime. Hashtag gender reveal. So, we are about to find out what happened at this gender reveal, what Desiree is talking about, how this blew up, what the response has been. Let's get into the side quest baby mama drama.
I guess I need to answer a couple questions for y'all so y'all can quit making y'all's own narratives about what's going on. I was at the gender reveal. I was invited to it. I did not ask or nag her to be there. It wasn't like I was pushy or anything like that. I was invited. I was told I could do a popper. Then popper.
Hold on. I am so sorry. I think I missed a video here. I think this is the follow-up. I need to go back a little bit. Is this the original one? Okay, here we go. I apologize. That video is relevant, but I need to show you the first one. This is how it starts. Okay. This says, POV, I broke up with my man. POV, I broke up with my man for 2 months and he went on a side quest to become a dad, so now I get to help him raise a sweet baby girl. That was the first video posted. So here she is. Here is her man. Here's the side quest baby mama. So that's a lot, right? I broke up with my man for 2 months and he went on a side quest to become a dad. Okay, admittedly and objectively, that is a really hilarious way of putting it. However, people in the comments did not find it as funny or even remotely respectful. If we read some of the comments that come from this, may this love never find me. You are the side quest in this storyline, my dear. Girl, it's not even 8 a.m. Don't piss me off. Also, you failed to mention him and her have a past. We'll find out about more of this later. But the caption for this one reads, surprise, no, I'm not the one expecting, but my heart is already full for this baby. God has a plan for everything. Hashtag storytime, hashtag co-parenting, hashtag gender reveal. So this video and the next video of her kind of explaining more on the situation is what showed up in my feed first. I got the baby shower video and I was like, okay, that's a little bit tea. You know, ordinarily I do enjoy when co-parents make videos kind of promoting a healthier foundation of co-parenting, showing things like, you know, we may not have worked out together, but we're still making it work for the kids. We're still getting along. We're still I told you this would happen with the hair. We're still supporting each other. You know, that's one thing. I even love, pages like Moms of Tampa, where it's the new wife, the ex-wife, two separate moms, co-parents working together, and they became best friends, sharing a son and stepson, right? I even like pages like that. It's always great to see healthy co-parenting. It's just that this one I can see why it initially rubbed people the wrong way. It certainly felt off to me, right? I wasn't getting the best intentions vibes from the woman posting it, because as much as she was like, oh, I just want to support my man and whatever he chooses to do, even if it's having someone's baby and having a whole other separate relationship that's eventually going to influence ours, it seemed a little bit less genuine and good faith when she called it a side quest baby. A lot of people started to question, like, how okay with this are you really? Do you actually not hold any resentment for the situation, or are you trying to minimize their relationship and their child? What is going on here? Okay, so we're gonna get her further explanation in this follow-up after this baby shower video goes viral. Shiny Luna, so good to see you. Thank you for the super chat. Says, when you have a kid, your main quest auto changes. Very valid, very great super chat. Zomg, so good to see you too. Says, this reminds me so much of the last story of the members only live. Y'all should check it out. Membership is nice. You missed a super, you yapaholic. Are you sure? Yes, I did. Craig, I'm so sorry. Mochi equals Mr. Bigglesworth and Lauren equals Dr. Evil this stream. That's what I'm always going for whenever Mochi actually lets me open a stream with him. And then C2 to J, so good to see you, my friend. Says, may humble women like Dadkit find me. Man, may they find me too. I love like-minded women. Okay. Anyway, let's hear her explain this video a bit more.
Okay, so I guess I need to answer a couple questions for y'all so y'all can quit making y'all's own narratives about what's going on. I was at the gender reveal. I was invited to it. I did not ask or nag her to be there. It wasn't like I was pushy or anything like that. I was invited. I was told I could do a popper, then pop it on 1, 2, 3. Didn't pop it before them on purpose. He did not cheat on me. We broke up for 2.
That was another thing, and we can go back to the original video and see what you guys think about it, but a lot of people accused her of popping the popper early on purpose. Okay? You guys, if you're audio only, you might want to get visual on this one. We're watching the gender reveal part. I don't know, man. Is this one her? I don't know. It appears as though everybody shoots them off at the same time. I don't know. I think that people saying that she exploded the popper early on purpose were kind of just looking to pick a fight. I didn't necessarily see that, you know? Arcian, so good to see you. When are we going to do a members only live stream? Also, Professor Neil had another dumb take you might want to reply to. We did one more last week. I'm not too sure when we'll be able to do one this week, just because my in-laws want to go up to Mackinac Island with us. So we're going to be a little bit busy in a couple days. But if we get a decent amount of likes on this one, maybe we'll do a live stream tomorrow. I don't know if it'll be members only because I love you guys, but we might do another big stream just so that we can have 2 this week before I'm gone for the rest of the week. But we'll plan another members only one soon. I'm trying to do 2 a month right now. Anyway.
For 2 months. We were trying to go our separate ways. And then we got back together. We did not know that they were expecting a baby when we got back together. And then we found out. I was mad, not mad, but I guess disappointed and sad initially. Anyways, initially I was sad about it. But then I got over it. I mean, I love him. We know we can work through anything, so there's no point in arguing or fighting or trying to leave because we love each other. I mean, it'll be fine. He didn't do anything wrong. We were broken up. He didn't cheat on me, so I don't see what everyone's freaking out about that for. Have y'all never had any hookups or had sex outside of when you're single? Like, I'm confused because things happen. I mean, I do have 3 kids. They are not his. I was married prior to being with him. Me and him were together when I was younger. He was my first love, but we went separate ways. I had 3 kids. He accepts them. He's great with them. He is a dad figure in their life.
Hold on real quick. When I said 2 a month, I meant 2 members only streams a month. The lives, I'm trying to do 2 a week publicly, but members only 2 a month. Sorry, Dylan.
He's amazing. He's going to be a great daddy. I had my tubes removed after my youngest, so I cannot have kids. That's why we have not had a kid. And I never thought I would need to apologize for being happy about a baby being born. Welcoming a new baby is supposed to be an exciting thing. They're both new parents, so why would I not be excited for them? That makes no sense. I'm excited.
Can I have a
Say hi.
waffle cake?
Yeah, I'll make you one. Wait a second. That's pretty much it. He didn't cheat. There's no reason to be mad. I love him. That's my man. I'm gonna stay with him. And I'm not with him for money. I have a job. I'm good. I can take care of myself and I can take care of my kids. And to the girl with the red wig, please fix that pushback wig before you come for me, ma'am. That's all I got for y'all.
Okay, so in this video, she responds to her criticisms about the baby shower video by saying, basically, she didn't crash the baby shower, she was invited, she didn't try to ruin the baby shower in any way, she's genuinely excited for them, she broke up with her boyfriend for 2 months. During that time, he ended up getting somebody pregnant. They didn't know that she was pregnant until they got back together. Once they decided to get back together, it was like, hey, guess what? You're going to be a dad. Obviously, that's going to be a shock to anybody, but she is deciding that she is going to not care at all, apparently. Just say, whatever. It was a side quest baby, and I accept your side quest baby. I will be the bigger person. She also says, you know, I can't believe that I have to apologize for being happy for them. And this whole video also doesn't go over very well. Now, you can see she didn't get completely ratioed. We've got a 17,000 likes, about 5,000 comments. Comment section, we'll go over that in a minute here. But the thing is that I think the thing that a lot of people did not like about this is that she kind of is coming across as like holier than thou, almost like a martyr, almost like she is such a great and tremendous person for not flying off the handle about this, I guess. And the other big criticism that people have is they're not asking her to apologize for being happy for them. They're unimpressed with her dismissal of the entire child as a side quest baby, essentially. Let's go through some of the comments and we'll see how people responded to this. And then we'll get into the other baby mama's response, because she enters the conversation as it turns out. So here's what people have to say. First comment, the gum smacking tells me everything I need to know. I will say this, the gum smacking was quite irritating. At my the old Ukrainian church that I was baptized at, there was a teacher who used to call students who chewed gum, they would always say kaugumu, kaugumu, because it would mean in Ukrainian something along the lines of like, you look like a cow the way that you're chewing the gum. So whenever I see people like chewing their gum, I just think of that Ukrainian kaugumu, kaugumu. I think you owe her an apology. I would never want to co-parent with someone that called my child a side quest baby. I gotta say this though, maybe this is just me. Tell me if you guys think I'm wrong. I personally thought my boyfriend went on a side quest to become a dad was funny. I personally don't think she meant any harm by it. I think that she genuinely is doing the best that she can in the situation. She doesn't want to break up with him because it's a very unique, complicated, nuanced situation. Though some people would probably argue it's not that complicated, it's not that nuanced. You're allowed to have a negative judgment call against a man who is that irresponsible with his unprotected sex. You know what I mean? I don't personally think that's that bad of a call, but like also, how much can she really judge him when she also has 3 other kids? You know? Again, it's a very nuanced, complicated, weird situation. I don't think that any woman dreams of her baby daddy inviting his girlfriend to their baby shower. I don't think any little girl dreams of her boyfriend inviting her to his baby shower with another woman. It's all a bit of an unhinged situation, but so far I'm curious what you guys think about. Do you think that the first girl really did something offensive here? Should she have, maybe okayed this video with the mom before posting? Do you think she doesn't owe the mom that because other people were already posting public videos of the baby shower, so why can't she? Do you already hate this girl? I'm curious what you guys think about it. And then let me read some of these super chats. What up, Doom for Zombies? So good to see you. Thank you for the 2. Wait. There we go. Hope y'all have a wonderful week. Shadow God, thank you for another one. I vote on 4 member lives. We can settle on 3, though. I'll see what I can do. Y'all. Let's shoot for 2 a month for now. Gus, good to see you, says, got family, so I can't hang, but I'll catch the VOD. Nice. It'll be available for you. And then Shadow God says, okay, we have collectively decided we need 8 members only lives, but we are willing to settle on 4, especially to celebrate all our brand new members. Look, I'm only one woman, okay? I'm only one woman. They're about to unionize against me, though. I've officially gotten too many members now they're unionizing against me. People are saying, maybe the fact that you keep calling her a hookup, trying to degrade her into nothing but a one-night stand, whether or not that's what she was, she is now the mother of his child. The gum smacking is so dirty and disrespectful. Take the gum out before you make another video. Have some class. Now, in response to this, there is a lot of discourse saying like, oh, you're just treating her like some hookup. Again, literally all she said was, my boyfriend went on a side quest to become a dad. I don't think she ever is like, with some D-rate hussy, like with some good for nothing harlot. Like, she never once used disrespectful language. I feel like a lot of this is people just projecting and kind of making up their own narrative about what's been said. But I think a lot of these responses are obviously coming from the biological mom's video, which let's just get right into it, okay? Where is it? Here we go. We've got licensed music, but here we have this woman cheersing, kind of having like a little sassy response, and the text overlay reads, it's very hard to read, so let me help you out here. You think you can hurt me? I invited my baby daddy's girlfriend to my gender reveal that I was already terrified of having due to judgment. Now every stranger on the internet thinks I'm a one night stand when he is actually a fling from back from 2022. We have a past and she is very aware of that. Now she's making money off of me and my little side quest baby. I barely post on social media. Now my life is viral off of something I didn't even post. Quite the embarrassment over here. Can't just grow my child in peace. So it appears that the biological mom was not very happy with this post or its reaction or its virality. And what's wild is the fact that she didn't even have to tag this woman or anything for people to know exactly what and who she was talking about. It's just wild. And this account, Kelci LaBruzzo. Well, this is interesting. I guess it's you never know how many followers a person really had before they went viral. I don't know who had more or less followers prior to the situation blowing up. Now that we're at 5 million, she might have gained a lot more followers at this point. But caption reads, can't have a one-sided story. Hashtag baby mama, hashtag side quest baby, hashtag side quest, hashtag break baby. Gender reveal, co-parenting, new mom, first time mom. You think you can hurt me? FYP. This is getting messy. I don't know. This one's a very tricky one, okay? So, this girl, we've got the biological mother and we have the girlfriend. Biological mother is Kelci, girlfriend is Desiree. Desiree claims that she was dating this guy for some amount of time prior to them going on a break. I don't know how long, but now Kelci here is basically trying to claim, like, you know, she's got seniority. She might not be a long-term girlfriend, but they have been steady hooking up for quite some time. They are just regular booty calls. Like, that. This is not new. I don't know what having history means. I really don't know. Like I said, this is kind of messy, kind of petty a little bit, right? It seems as though she's still trying to flex, like, well, I wasn't nothing. I wasn't absolutely nothing. Which again, I don't think that Desiree, the girlfriend, ever implied that she was like this completely meaningless character in her boyfriend's story at all. I feel like this has blown up so much. And you know what it's reminding me of? It's reminding me of like when you start dating someone, and this is very high school. I don't know if you've had this experience in your adult lives. Let me know in the chat if you have. But in high school, when you would start dating someone new and their ex would be like, oh yeah, well, I had them first. You know what I mean? And like they try to like get under your skin, like, you know, I had them in the past, right? Oh, you know, we used to hook up, right? Have you ever been hit with one of those? It's kind of like that, but it's like you almost don't need to. I don't know. Do you think that she needed to defend herself? Do you think that she kind of needed to tell the internet, like, hey, I'm not a one night stand. I know him. Do you think it even matters? Me personally, I don't think it matters that they had a history or that they've been hooking up in the past. I don't know. I feel like that was maybe more of an unnecessary over explanation. I feel like it was adding a lot of fuel to the fire. Or do you think that Desiree is the one who kind of set the fire and added fuel to it already by making such a cringe post on TikTok. Let me read some of these super chats really quick. Let's see. JJ says, can you at least do 3 to 4? Me and Shadow God added a lot of new members last live. All right, let me look ahead for August. I'll see what we can do. Maybe 1 member's only a week. It'll be easier to do during the school year, but during summer it's tough. Doom for Zombie says, time to clone Lauren so we can get a 24/7 members live. Honestly, if I could clone myself, that would definitely be how I would use it. Of all the mutant powers I've considered, like which one would be best, I think cloning myself would be super useful. Zomji says, fix your looks before you come for me. The attempts to devalue arguments through the visuals of the opponent is weird and sort of scummy. Really good point, Zomji, because I'm looking over the situation, trying to analyze it and judge these ladies' character accordingly. Trying to really step out and be objective about this. And as I'm looking at it and I'm reacting to Desiree's initial post, I consider the general context of it. I consider the fact that she didn't post about the baby shower until other people had. She did not ever try to ruin the baby shower. In my opinion, I do not believe that she was talking shit about the mom at all. In my opinion, I think the side quest joke was just meant to be lighthearted and funny, a bit of comedic relief for an imaginably stressful and complicated situation. I really struggled to find anything that toxic about the initial video, the inciting incident, if you will. But Zonji makes a really good point that in her follow-up, even though you can tell that she's frustrated with all of the hate she's getting, yeah, coming for one of the girls' wigs did kind of reveal her pettier side a little bit. I think the mask slipped from this, like, I'm just a kind and understanding mom portrayal she's trying to put on here. We don't, the body shaming is a bit revealing here, right? Samantha says, BM said she's not a 1NS, so was she a SP? Sam, I have no idea what that means. I am so sorry. Someone's going to have to explain that to me. I feel like when my kid comes up to me and is like, skibbity Riz, I'm like, I don't know what you're saying to me right now. Someone's going to have to translate that one. Shiny Luna says, on-off fling versus one night stand. Don't matter. Condom is $1. Dude, and isn't that the funny thing, too, is like, everyone's really mad at Desiree because they're like, you're calling the mother of his child a hookup and some fling. And I don't think she was. If anything, Desiree was kind of calling herself the, like, on-off girlfriend and all of this, quite frankly. Ah, dang it, I quite frankly again. I'm supposed to stop doing that. Oh, I see. 1NS, one night stand, SP equals side piece. Okay, yeah, dude, you can't be making up abbreviations out of fucking nowhere, Sam. I'm like, what? Like, I have brain damage in my language receptor of my brain, okay? I can't be doing Skyrim puzzles in the middle of my live stream trying to figure out what y'all are saying. But you guys clearly understood that one. You guys were like, one night stand, side piece. Lauren, get it together. Okay. I was like, are these D&D terms? But meanwhile, you know, we've got Desiree, and then we've got this character here. We have Kelci. I want to know, if we were to take this to Dadvocate Court, who do you think is the bigger a-hole in this situation? I'm curious because on one hand, we have Desiree, who in a lot of situations, you know, is fairly innocent in all of this. I think that there are a lot of us who we end up breaking up with someone, but realize with some time apart, it wasn't the right decision. We end up getting back together with them. And as she points out, it's not unusual to have casual sex in the middle of a break or a breakup. You should never take breaks. Always assume that all breaks are official breakups, okay? And they find out that he knocks someone else up while getting back together. Obviously, she has decided to stay with him. I don't think that Desiree should be shamed or treated like she's stupid just for choosing to stay with him. I don't think it's too unlike, you know, becoming a step parent in any other way. There are a lot of people who end up meeting their future wives while she's pregnant with someone else's kid. There are a lot of people who end up meeting their future husbands, you know, before he finds out that he is a dad. Tons of situations like this. You know, there are even dads who get the phone call when their kid is like 6 years old, surprise, you're a dad and I finally decided to tell you. So choosing to stay with a man after finding this out, especially if he didn't cheat, which is important, I don't think that she should be shamed for that. Where Desiree went wrong, I think, was how she chose to portray it online. Because anytime you are co-parenting, a lot of us know this, you have to be very mindful of the way that you talk about your co-parent online, how you portray the situation, what you choose to share quite clearly. In fact, you know, she is obviously very freshly pregnant. I guess she does have a decent bump in some of those videos, but you're not going to have a parenting plan until the baby's born. You cannot create a custodial agreement until after the baby is born anyway. God, I don't even remember like where I was going with that. I'm so sorry. My brain just started trailing off as far as, oh yeah, what I was going to say is, but a lot of times in these custodial orders, they'll even put in there that you cannot disparage the other parent. It's tricky because, especially in these times before there's a custodial order and when dealing with an unmarried co-parenting situation, I hate to say it, but you really don't want to poke the bear. You don't need to bend over backwards or get on your knees for the baby mama, but you don't want to cause issues and, like I said, poke the bear before the baby's even born. Because at the end of the day, in 45 out of 50 states, unmarried mothers will retain sole custody. So if he wants any chance of securing joint and really getting equal shared parenting without having to fight for it in court, he's gonna have to get along with this woman. And posting anything that can be read as like antagonistic bullshit online might just work against him. And if not him, then definitely against you in your relationship with this co-parent. And I think we all know that when an unmarried mother gets sole custody, she has a lot more weight to throw around socially. And when it comes to controlling the situation, how much control she has over the man. So that being said, you know, let's move into Kelci, right? Like, maybe Desiree shouldn't have posted that video. Me personally, I don't think that she meant to completely come at Kelci. That being said, it did explode. It did go viral. There are now a ton of people who know about the situation. It probably is very embarrassing for Kelci. At the same time, just as much as everybody should be blaming this dude for his irresponsibility during sex, it looks as though Kelci was equally as irresponsible with how she chose to use her body. If she doesn't like feeling the embarrassment from a bunch of people knowing that her baby daddy has a girlfriend and is not committing to her, maybe she shouldn't be having unprotected sex with men who are not committed to her. I'm sorry, but both of them did make a pretty reckless and irresponsible decision that they don't get to just only blame someone else for. They both did that. She has to take ownership for the fact that since it was consensual, she made herself the single mom. She got herself into the situation. She can't blame the man or Desiree for any embarrassment that she feels about that. That's for her to own with her whole chest. Okay? That being said, I do believe that Kelci is also a bit innocent in the situation, in that, you know, maybe it wasn't as reckless and irresponsible as we think. Maybe they did try to use a condom and it ripped. Maybe she was on birth control and it failed, right? Maybe she was just a girl trying to have casual, consensual sex with a friend with benefits who she trusted and got along well with. It ends up with a baby, and now she has to deal with this girl calling her baby a side quest baby, having strangers on the internet make speculations about whether or not she's easy. And that might be pretty unfair, you know? She might have just been buddies with this guy and it was totally cool, and they have had a good rapport and respect for each other, and now this is kind of coming in the way of it. Who knows? But any of that presumed innocence and benefit of the doubt does get taken away from me when I do think about the fact that I think that Kelci is also responsible for a lot of the hate that Desiree is getting. I think that Kelci is doing her part to do the drama. I think that Kelci is playing a little bit of the "I'm not nothing, honey. I actually do mean something to him, whether you like it or not" card. And I think that she is planning on, like I said, throwing her weight around when it comes to how much control she's going to have and to be able to exert in this situation. I think Kelci has way more of the ability to become a problem in this situation and to maintain problems than Desiree does. I know the internet is majoritively team Kelci at the moment. They are team mom. They are anti Desiree. They are like, this poor innocent single mother has just been abandoned by this man and she has to do it all on her own. Now she has to have you judging her and calling her a one night stand on TikTok. I know that that's the general internet's perspective on this situation, but I just don't see it that way. I don't know if Desiree is very innocent as a person, if she truly is genuinely as supportive and kind here as she's trying to make it seem, but I'm definitely getting vibes that this is not just a reaction on Kelci's part. That I don't know. Do you think that Kelci would not have kind of thrown her past with this man so much in Desiree's face if Desiree had not made the video? Or do you think that that was kind of always going to be inevitable? Do you think there was always going to be a clash between these two women, that we're just going to be waiting? One of them was just going to be waiting for the other one to do something that they could interpret as an attack. I want to read some of your comments on this one because this one is very nuanced here. Hold on, are you guys gifting memberships again? I definitely seen something. Wow. Hold on. Oh, bye, JJ. I don't know if you heard me say that, but thank you for your parting super chat. And what? 50 memberships, JJ? Holy crap. All right. I'm getting peer pressured. I'll do more members only lives. Green wave. Damn. JJ, the no longer an unsung hero here on the Dadvocate live stream, fully a sung hero. Wow. Thank you, JJ. I was gonna read some of your comments on the actual situation, but we're all like hard-eyeing for JJ right now. Let me see. Connor says the only innocent party here are the kids. You guys saying skibbity toilet. Did the guy say he wants custody? I mean, it seems as though from all of the context that I'm getting, it seems as though he at least wants to co-parent. So I would hope that would mean shared custody of some kind. Let's read some of the comments on this one. People said, are you talking about Desiree Allen? Obviously, dude. There's no one else talking about side quest babies. Now, this is where it gets toxic. This is where, and this is a lot of why I wanted to cover this, is, like I said, majorly the internet is hugely team Kelci right now. They are viewing Desiree as like she's the homewrecker, basically. Like, just let this woman grow her baby in peace, leave her and her baby daddy alone, not your boyfriend. That's her baby daddy. And she's the queen, she's the icon. We need to protect her peace. But we can quickly see, like, this is gonna get super toxic super fast. Shailene says, you missed a super chat. Ah! Okay, thank you for telling me. Hold on, scroll. Oh, Combat Seawolf, thank you for the 5. If I don't see her as a potential mom of my kids, I'm not gonna be a fool and will wrap my tool. That's the thing, though, is like I said, I did afford some charitability there of, like, you know, like I said, they might have just been friends with benefits who get along really well. They don't see a future with each other, but they at least, you know, have fun boning. They might have tried to use protection and it might have failed. Happens to the best of us, you know what I'm saying? That could have certainly been the case. Okay. But like I said, this is where it does get pretty toxic in the comments. Lauren says, your last name, not on the birth certificate. Thank me later. 80,000 likes. You'll see this sentiment echoed again here with 100,000 likes. Do not, I repeat, do not put him on the birth certificate. Hope that helps. Do not give that baby his last name, literally. He can go on the birth certificate, but give that baby your last name. Well, at least this person is allowing him to be on the birth certificate. But over 180,000 other people, though there could be a mix there, at least over 100,000 people are telling this woman to not even afford this man the respect of his recognized paternity. This is the kind of advice that they give each other, because here's the thing, this is where it gets a bit chaotic in the world of family court, is I feel like I might recommend that advice to someone who is in a legitimately abusive situation. The problem is now this advice is being given to anyone who thinks that their baby daddy is even kind of a douchebag. You know, is they're saying make it as difficult for him as possible to be a part of his child's life. I don't know, man. I think that should be for emergencies only. Okay? Because like I said, these are people who are well versed in the family court system, and women are giving each other the tips to maintain the control, maintain being the only parent, make sure that they get their child support, because she can go for child support without putting him on the birth certificate. Okay, that what that does is not putting him on the birth certificate makes it harder for the dad to be able to do basic things like take the child out of the country, get the child any kind of paperwork for certain things. Like, it kind of nukes a lot of his parental abilities until he fights for them. That decision, the decision to not add him to the birth certificate whatsoever, is basically just going to make it to where he's going to have to pay a lot more money to be involved, basically. But it's also not, I guess it's not the nuke that they think it is, though, you know, because all he has to do is file for paternity, sign an affidavit of parentage. But it's kind of whack that they are co-parenting, they do have a history. It doesn't seem as though he's done anything very douchey, right? Like, they agreed to just have casual sex without commitment. That's what they got. She obviously is not interested in an abortion. She wants to have the baby and co-parent with him. But why does he deserve to be punished like that for this? I don't understand necessarily what he did wrong. You can say, like, maybe he was being a hoe and that's, you know, irresponsible and reckless, but they're trying to be like, oh, don't invite him to the birth, don't put him on the birth certificate, don't let the baby have his name, which I'm kind of neutral about, right? I mean, it she doesn't have to give the baby his last name. She doesn't even have to hyphenate. She could give the baby her last name. That's not a legal thing. That's entirely her right, I will say. But do you guys agree that she shouldn't put him on the birth certificate? Do you think that that's smart or wise in any way? Alfred says, wait, it is possible to not be on the birth certificate and still pay? Where I live, this is not possible. Are you in the US? Because, yeah, I still don't think that she'll be able to get child support unless either she files for paternity or he does. But, yeah, I mean, if she even wanted to, within 3 days of having the baby, she could just completely put the baby up for adoption and just never even let him meet the baby if she really wanted to. And there's only a few states that offer responsible father registries that he could put himself on so that he would be notified if the baby was put up for adoption. But most places wouldn't notify him at all. There'd be no way for them to. So there's a lot of issues here. No birth certificate, no parental rights, no child support. Like I said, though, birth certificate's only one way to establish paternity. If she wants child support, she's going to have to file for paternity, and then that will create an affidavit of parentage. So it's, at that point, basically the same thing as signing the birth certificate. It's just, like I said, I think the one issue is if you're not on the birth certificate, you're going to have a harder time getting the kid a passport or allowing the kid out of country with you, is, I believe, the biggest thing, which is why a lot of people say that. Let's see. I knew from the look on your face you quickly realized how big of a mistake you made. They came in with matching outfits on like it was her gender reveal. I would have felt like a surrogate. It was so eerie. Ooh, she forgot to mention y'all had a past. I mean, yeah, it's a video about her saying, like, I'm going to a baby shower because my boyfriend became a dad while we were on a break. She doesn't have to be like, yeah, and they've been friends with benefits since 2022. Like, she doesn't have to add that to her video, guys. This is a little bit ridiculous. Dude, Chloe's here? Oh shit. Where you at? Why don't I see her? Why am I so blind? I am super blind here. Yeah, I don't see her at all. I'm crazy. I'm like scrolling super slow. Where are you guys seeing Chloe? I saw her as well. Oh. And she became a member. Oh, that's sick. Nice. Okay. Anyway, this goes on. Oh, okay, see, we needed this. The way she popped the pink confetti tube before you saw that the cake was pink drove me crazy, TBH. Hearted by the creator. So here's Kelci, like I said, perpetuating the narrative that Desiree did ruin the baby shower on purpose. So, in my opinion, I believe that Kelci is being a bit of a shit starter. I don't think that Desiree was genuinely trying to start shit, but I think that Kelci is making sure that shit remained started, though. I will say this. She posts this. Everyone was asking for my POV. Never imagined I would start off motherhood co-parenting. This will definitely be a learning experience, but I wouldn't trade my little girl for the world. Okay. I mean, I don't know, man. They probably were like, shoot off the confetti when I cut the cake. I guess she did shoot it off before they got to lift the slice. I don't think it's that deep. Then she talks about how they wore matching outfits. I mean, that's a bit of a stretch. They both wore baby blue, which I think if it's a gender reveal party and you're like being involved, it might make sense to either wear like blue or pink. I think that like a lot of other people are wearing that color. And what do you mean? Like they're also kind of matching with the beige. That's what, like, accusing them of she's trying to act like it's her baby shower because she wore the same color as him. I guess there's probably not much we can really expect else from this situation. I mean, we have a situation where there is an overlap of women. they were clearly within the same vicinities of time, but there was apparently no cheating, so a legal loophole, if you will, but I don't think it was ever going to work out. There's not very many situations, period, where the baby mama and the baby daddy's girlfriend are just like 100% copacetic. But I think especially this close in the timelines, I mean this close, we're talking like a 60-day window max between when he was inside of both of these women. It's very close call there. But I definitely feel like both Kelci is exacerbating the situation more than Desiree, but that Kelci's audience and the internet in general is exacerbating the situation way more than was ever necessary. Because we've got people in these comments coming up with entire conspiracy theories talking about, oh, you better make sure that your baby doesn't have his name because she seems like the type that would be so crazy she would try to have the baby named after her last name. And I'm like, where are you guys coming up with this stuff? Like, you guys are just projecting the worst possible situations onto these people. Like, I don't know. You guys vote. I want a final vote on this. I know I already asked you earlier, but final vote. Who is the biggest asshole in this situation? Is it Desiree, the woman who posted the original baby shower video and said that her baby daddy, or I mean her boyfriend, because this guy isn't the dad of any of her 3 kids, her boyfriend went on a side quest to become a dad? Is she the biggest asshole? Is it Kelci, who reacted to this video by adding fuel to the fire of conspiracies, saying that this girl was trying to take over her baby shower, ruin her baby shower, called her a good for nothing one night stand, and is gonna try to steal her baby away? Do you think that Kelci is the biggest asshole? Do you think that the audience, the internet, the collective response, the people commenting are the biggest assholes? Do you think everyone is the asshole here? Like, you cannot decide on who is the biggest asshole because everyone is the biggest asshole. What do you guys think? I'll tell you what I think after I read a few of your responses. Oh yeah, or is the guy the biggest asshole for even putting all these ladies in this situation? What do you guys think? Oh, I did miss a super chat here from Trey Pump. Thank you for the 5. Says, on Halloween, the Great Pumpkin will not visit those who don't like the stream. Wow, that is a deep curse. That would break my heart if I didn't get a visit from the Great Pumpkin. So y'all better like this stream. Thanks again to JJ, by the way. That was still so kind of you. The man, both. Desiree is the main one. Desiree for posting family stuff on social media. Now again, SVR, this is a big point. Desiree makes very clear she did not post the gender reveal video until she had seen plenty of other people posting videos from the gender reveal publicly. She was not the first or only one to post. Does that play a role in your judgment? It's a mess of a situation. You can say that again, Devon. The biggest a-hole here is the internet, as usual. You say Kelci's the biggest a-hole. The guy not policing his brass. All 3 of them are degenerate a-holes. I think everyone needs to be mature. It's a baby. I haven't seen this many a-holes since my colonoscopy. Why were you looking at so many a-holes during your colonoscopy? I gotta say, I have to vote Kelci. I have to say that Kelci was the bigger a-hole than Desiree in the end. And, you know, maybe we have to allow her some grace because of pregnancy hormones. Perhaps. Mayhaps. But I don't know. I think with all of the context that we've seen from this situation, I think that Kelci is definitely being the most antagonistic and causing the most problems here. But I think that she's still going to win the narrative. I think that overall she's going to retain the majorative support. And I think Desiree is going to continue getting shit all over. And I do think that this whole situation could possibly drive an even bigger wedge in their relationship than this baby. I think the virality of the situation and the response to this situation is going to be an even bigger obstacle than co-parenting, honestly. And I also think that this is probably not going to be the last time that they have some kind of big beef here. This is so early in to have beef with your baby daddy and his girlfriend. So early in, the baby is not even post-womb yet. And we're already having the baby mama drama. I think this relationship might be doomed. I don't know. Oh man. Okay, so that is about all we really have on Side Quest Baby for now. But if there are any updates, I would love to cover that in the future with you guys and see what you have to say. Certainly will probably not be the end. Oh yeah, by the way, here's that further context. She also posted this. Desiree did. For what it's worth, I only posted the gender reveal video after everyone was there, was posting it already on Snapchat. I also apologized to her on a phone call about the initial video, as I would never want a mother to feel any less. I have no ill intentions and was just generally happy and excited to be able to support both of them in any ways they needed. All love over here. This could be toxic positivity, or she might actually be the healthier one. Up to you guys to decide. Up to you guys. Yeah, they had broken up. They weren't on a break. They genuinely did not anticipate that they would ever get back together. But, you know, life finds a way. All right, I got some more things for us today. Check out this one.
A supportive spouse recording you do karaoke, but you don't, because she's on his phone and she's reading all his texts, including the deleted messages. And we need a part. When you think you have a supportive
So, this says, he thought she was filming him, but she was reading his deleted messages. So, this guy's doing karaoke on stage, and his girl's holding up the phone, but she is not recording. She is holding it up while she's reading all of his text messages, including the deleted text messages. And someone was behind her recording this because they were like, oh, that's tea. Wow. That, I don't even know what to say about this situation. Is it genius? Is it crazy? That's one hell of a way of doing it. I mean, here's the thing. You gotta be hella confident. You gotta be so sure at that point, I feel like, because one of two things is gonna happen, right? You're either gonna go through all of this, putting yourself in a position where you know the other people will be able to see not only what you're doing, but see his text messages as well, if you're holding it up like this. I mean, the zoom lenses on these cameras are so good these days that they could have probably zoomed right in and read every single line in there, you know? You could do that, and then if you find out, like, he really is talking to people he should not be talking about, might be worth it. Might be worth the gag, quite frankly. But if you're doing all of this just to find, like, all of his recently deleted is scammers and spam bots and those toll road marketing craps, and there's nothing bad or illicit or salacious in there, then, like, you look so crazy. You, like, you really, that's gotta be such an awful way to live, I feel like. You know, like, dude, I do not want to be checking my man's phone. Especially not with any kind of regularity. I do not want to be living with that much anxiety and such a chip on my shoulder, dude. Like, if I feel like it's come to that, if I feel like I truly have to be, like, auditing my dude's behavior, then, like, it's a failure of a relationship. There's no trust left. Like, I really don't, I don't know. If he has had, like, infidelity in the past, I think that it would be fair for, like, an occasional, like, a period of, like, a random phone checks or something. If he's, like, truly trying to make it up to her, but, like, you do that at home, like, do it right in front of him, you know, like, random phone check, and then do it in front of him. Why are you gonna embarrass yourself and him by doing this in public? Like, that's all that says to me. I don't think that there is a man, woman, or child in that bar looking at that woman and thinking, like, you get him, girlfriend. You're such a smart, wise, empowered woman. I think everybody's looking at this and they're like, wow, this is messy and embarrassing, especially since they're definitely still gonna go home with each other to that night. You know, like the odds are this is not the night she finds the thing or she commits to fully breaking up with him. She's just snooping. She's just snooping for no good reason, man. What do you guys think? Do you think if she did find something, it would be worth it? Like if this guy is really, really typically like very private about his phone and he's been acting sus lately and this is finally like her golden opportunity to find out that she's not gaslighting herself, her suspicions are true? Or do you think that there's just never a good reason to be doing this in public? What do you guys think? Let me read some of these super chats. Hold on, I want to make sure I didn't miss any. There's the Great Pumpkin one. Shiny Luna says, Des made one funny joke. Kel and her audience escalated. That's exactly how I feel about it. I think it was just a silly joke. I think that she genuinely is trying to do right by this family. And I think that she's gonna still have to get painted as the villain, unfortunately. Doom for Zombie says, easy fix, F or these three become a throuple. I don't think they're gonna become a throuple anytime soon. I don't see that in their future. Just Ricardo, so good to see you. Hello, chat. Hi, Lauren. What craziness did I miss? Oh, you missed one hell of a baby mama drama earlier. Now we're reacting to this woman who's pretending to record her man singing karaoke, but she's really reading his text messages. Well, I want to know what the commenters have to say about this one, don't you guys? The commenters are always wild and out. All right. Every time I checked, I was right, though. Dude, that sucks. Nothing better than doing a looky-loo on your man's phone and it's all a bunch of D&D searches and translations of things into Irish. And who wouldn't use that chance to go through their spouse's phone? There has to be a reason she felt like she's got to look, so I'm on her side. 4,000 likes. This other one is 8,000 likes. So far everybody is on her side. They're like, pop off, ma'am. I guess I was wrong about other women in the bar thinking like that's embarrassing. The other one in the bar are like, babe, you should sing karaoke next. Oh no. But what did he do for her to be checking the messages? You quick to poke a bear, then run from it. When I felt that instinct to check his phone, I was right. Found one deleted text. Even you get that feeling in your gut, you're usually right. The algorithm better bring me back. I think it's brilliant. Sincerely, just get divorced from a covert narcissist. Respectfully, of course. Damn, they love that move. They love it. It's probably really easy to get away with too, you know, like by the time it's over, be like, oh my god, I thought I was recording, but I pushed the wrong button. Oh no. I could never have that level of audacity. But I guess I can never say never, you know? Again, if I was a girl in a situation where I was like pretty sure I was getting mad cheated on, and this was my one shot, would I take it? I don't know, guys. Really think about this. If you're a wife, that's your husband. You're sure he's cheating, but like he really keeps his phone guarded at all times. What do you think? But then of course there's going to be girls there who like, because girls always say stuff like, oh, just because you didn't find anything doesn't mean he's not cheating. Oh, I had a man do all of this for me and he was still cheating. Oh, I had a man spend 24/7 with me and he was still cheating. Like, if you ask the internet, they're going to tell you your man is cheating on you no matter what. So, and if you are a woman on the internet talking to other women, they're going to tell you that you're right and valid no matter what. So it doesn't matter how she was looking at the phone. People would be like, well, it's his fault that you're looking at it. He shouldn't have done anything to make you suspicious. Let me see. Dylan Bowser says, if I ever do karaoke, my wife better be recording because there's no chance it'll ever happen twice. Dude. No. If I'm ever doing karaoke, you better be going through my texts instead of recording. Ain't nobody need to hear that. Okay. Damn. I hope I screenshotted this one. I had a Reddit story for you guys. I think I screenshotted it because I anticipated that they would delete this. Yep, they deleted it. Here it is. It's deleted. But don't worry, I've still got it for you. Alright, we're going to react to a Reddit post. It's I, a 30-year-old female, recently married to a 34-year-old male, but someone from my childhood past came around, and I'm torn. Donna. Donna. That's not gonna end well. Uh-oh. Let's hear what this lady has to say about this one. I recently married an incredible man, and we have been together for 4.5 years. He's everything I ever hoped for. Kind, dependable, loving, supportive. I was ready to move forward and build a life with him, and I still love and respect him deeply. But someone from my past has come back into my life unexpectedly, and he will always be very important to me. Despite the time apart, I'm realizing that I may still have strong feelings for him. Couple notes here. What does he came back into your life unexpectedly mean? What does that mean? Did you like bump into each other in the grocery store and he knocked a watermelon out of your arm and then helped you pick it back up and you just started talking organically, or did one of you literally just added the other one on social media? Because I am so freaking sick of people, like, they literally go out of their way to reconnect with these old flames. Like, it's usually not very complex or organic at all. You are like, man, I'm lonely. Maybe I should revisit a familiar place of affection. And then you Google your ex's name and then you click add friend or like one of their posts, maybe even something a little bit more passive. And now they're suddenly and unexpectedly back into your life. Like, come the fuck on. Like, did they just randomly reappear in an organic way, or did you go like their shit on Instagram? Like, please be so for real right now. Next, I may still have strong feelings for him. You definitely do actively want him in your mouth. Like, that, this is what we're all reading. We're all reading right between the lines here. That is what's up. You would like to cheat on your husband right now, and you know exactly who with. This is talk like things that I would never want to find on my spouse's Reddit post history for 500, Alex. Jesus. We've known each other since we were kids, and he was always the one. But we've never been in a relationship with each other before, despite feeling love for each other for over a decade. Dude, this is always so aggravating to see and witness from the outside looking in. Because, like, I feel like we've all been there, especially with like our first love or like our first crush, where we feel such an immeasurable power of emotions that we're like, I will literally never love anyone else, and if they do not return the affections for me, or if we break up for any reason, like, I will be so devastated I may never recover. Like, I think a lot of us have felt that kind of like immense feelings. And I think a lot of us have also probably projected the one onto someone, especially if we never actually dated someone. Especially if we never actually dated them. It's so much easier for them to forever be the one that got away. Or this also happens if you like only dated for a couple weeks or a couple months. Like you never really got to move through hard places together. Like from the outside looking in, it's so easy for me to just want to shake this lady and be like, he's not the one. You're not in love. You thought he was hot when you were a kid, and you've been projecting all of your fantasies onto this image and likeness of him in your brain for decades now. But none of it is real. None of it is real. If you guys actually like sat down and dated, you would have so many crazy weird arguments. You would find so many more unattractive qualities about him. But the reality is you guys are not spending every day together. You are not spending any regular time with each other. You are not finding his balled up dirty socks under the couch or his dishes left out all the time. You're not arguing over money. So it's easy for you to just project whatever you want onto this relationship that's never existed. And that is not worth ruining your actual marriage with a known and vetted good man for. But I fear that she's going to. I do fear that that is going to happen. Anyway, she goes on to say, before my current relationship, it was a choice between the two, and clearly I chose the other one. It's stirring up a lot of confusion and guilt. So she's basically admitting that, like, for a period, she was at least playing both of these guys. For some time before making it official with the one she finally decided on, she was kind of ping-ponging between the two. Yikes. She continues, I'm not looking to act impulsively or hurt anyone, but I'm struggling with these resurfacing emotions and how to handle them. Do I try to ignore this and focus on my marriage? Yes. Or is it worth examining these feelings more closely, even if it risks everything? You're seriously asking, dude, this is what I hate about freaking cheater and affair logic, is they always try to like dress up or minimize their cheating as like, I needed to find myself. I was just really wrestling with myself, and it was like the only way that I could truly explore and empower myself. Like, then go be single. Then go be big and brave about it and go be single. But it's not empowering or finding yourself to duplicitously play somebody who is offering you monogamy, offering you their loyalty that you are not returning. Like you just tricked this man into spending all of this money, taking one of the biggest risks a man could ever possibly take in his life by marrying you. And you're like, I just have to explore. I just have to find myself. Like, you had all the time in the world. All the time in the world. You could have continued dating both of them, telling them both, hey, I'm seeing other people, but I want to keep seeing you so that I can decide what's best for me. You could have been honest about it. Like, you'd be surprised how many guys are willing to be open-minded about that kind of thing and say, like, okay, yeah, I get it. Like, you're actively dating. Like, we're not serious yet. I get it. And you could have explored that, but you guys both chose not to. You guys both made your decisions. You gotta either commit to it, like, or like shit or get off the pot. Like, you don't get to explore other connections after you get married. You ruined that. You're done. You decided, I'm done being single. I found the one. You don't get to say, oh, but actually that one might have been the one. What? Annul the marriage right now, dude. I think that I hope the husband finds this post. I hope that she does one of those stupid things where she's like using the family computer on this Reddit and just left it open and he finds it and it just gets to push the eject button on this. That's what I'm hoping, man. Dylan says valid crash out. Let me read some of the comments on this one though. Cut complete contact with the other guy. You are married and made vows, forsaking all others. This would be a completely different situation if you were not married, but you are. Dude, exactly. And I know, like, what's so sad and annoying though is I know that she's not going to listen to any of this advice. She's still going to explore her connection with this guy, who I know she like literally just went and added on social media. They did not run into each other organically. No. She's like sexting this dude as we speak. If you've known each other since childhood, why didn't you ever get together? There's meaning in that. This. So you're considering leaving your everything I've ever wanted husband for a person you've never even been on a date with. You've both had 10 years to sort out these feelings, but you decided to wait until you're married with a kid to move forward with anything. Am I getting that right? OP said they're not looking to act impulsively. Leaving their husband would be an act of impulse, which OP clearly doesn't want. Yeah, no, she doesn't want to impulsively leave her husband. She wants to duplicitously cheat on him. Because let's be clear. What she's already done, in my opinion, is cheating. She is already considering leaving her husband for this guy. Like, that's a lot further than any of us would want any of our spouses to be with anybody, dude. Colonel Arnold, thank you for the 5, says $5 says, we'll soon see a post from the husband, how she asked for an open marriage. Oh my god. That's like 99% of what random open marriage asks are. Is a woman who thinks that her husband wouldn't be able to pull anybody, wanting to try it with some quote-unquote Chad from her workplace, realizing that he has no interest in committing to her or truly building any relationship with her, so then she'll decide she wants to close it, but then by that point she'll be horrified to learn that the husband actually is sleeping with other people, and then she'll crash out over it. Most classic Reddit story of all time. James says, but he's boring and safe, women can't have that. I can't argue with you on that. Doom for Zombies, plot twist, her hubby is a member of your stream. Dude, I always wonder. The only problem is, like, even if he was, how would he even know? I'm sure that there are plenty of 34-year-old men right now watching, married to 30-year-old women who have been married for, a couple months, have a kid, and they're like, wait, is this my wife? Or, how would you know? The whole account's been deleted anyway, but I could tell you what the username used to be since I screenshot it. Oh, no, I can't. Never mind. I guess I didn't get the username in that screenshot. My bad. But, yeah, this other person says, I think you're over-romanticizing what could be, aka the grass is greener on the other side. Yep. These are the points that communities like The Other Woman and the Wife are constantly trying to dismantle. Is cheaters and people who follow a fair logic are always trying to dismantle and disprove these notions of the clear points I'm trying to make, which is like, you're projecting a fantasy. You are living in like an imagination land with this relationship. It's not reality at all. And people, they want to deny that. They're like, no, it's real. What I feel is real. And it's like, then be real, honest with your spouse about it. Like, if you feel like it's so real, but they'll say, it's not that easy. It's not that easy. It really is. It's literally so easy to not cheat. Like, I'm doing it right now. Just literally do anything else. Like, if someone messages me, if my ex-boyfriend DMs me Do you know how easy it is to not cheat with him? I can just ignore the message. I can just swipe on it and make it go away forever. I literally don't have to interact. I don't have to respond. Like, it's so annoying to me that these people act like, oh, but I just fell into it in the inertia. I couldn't stop the inertia. Yes, you can. It's literally so easy to stop a conversation, to stop talking to someone who's going to ruin your life, and you know that. Like, if you literally would not tell your spouse about the conversation, and you know that if your spouse found these conversations, they would be horrified and heartbroken, that's your sign. That's your sign to not do it. Colonel Arnold says most of these people end up trying to ask for an open marriage, try and get away with the cheating or make it legal. Or they just hit you with the, but you weren't around enough, but you weren't giving me what I needed, but I didn't feel like I was getting up. You were working too much. They'll just find a way to blame you. Dude. Such a sad story, man. So many affairs are just, they're so preventable and they're so useless. Like, I get it to a degree. Like, I think that pretty much all of us can relate to the idea of, like, if someone outside of your marriage finds you attractive and makes that clear, and they start hitting on you, especially if you also find them attractive, that can be so flattering and it will, like, get to your head immediately. I don't think there's very many of us who, when complimented by an attractive person, we're not a little bit like, thank you, oh my god, like, we love that, right? But to engage with that and to take it so far, like, where are you gonna go with it? Like, what if you do get to sleep with an attractive person once? Then what? You know, like, what if you get an STI and you bring that home to your family? What if you get that person pregnant, or you yourself get pregnant? Like, was it worth it? Or, like, you keep having this relationship, like, where is it gonna go? Like, do you really think that you're gonna have, like, this long future with a person who's cheating on their spouse? Like, you really think that's a good foundation? But I don't know, man. I wish there was a bit more Darwinism for cheaters. I wish that less of them got away with it and there was more karmic retribution. But a lot of these people, they just get away with it because their husbands are not checking Reddit to see if they're posting under anonymous accounts, shit like this. Let me see some of these super chats. A-Ream says, and thank you for the generous 10. Hey Lauren, you typically discuss romantic relationships between men and women, but do you have any thoughts on platonic friendship relationships between men and women? Part 2 question coming. Okay, I will stand by for part 2. Yeah, I think we should all be friends, for sure. I think that if you're in a relationship, some things can change with the nature of your platonic friendships. Like, if that friendship is a member of the opposite sex and that's the sex that you are attracted to, I think that you should, have some healthy boundaries for how you maneuver that relationship, right? That's just me personally. I guess that's one area of my life that I'm a little bit more, like, conservative in, is, like, I have male friends, just like my husband has female friends, but we don't, like, regularly hang out with them, like, one-on-one, alone, doing anything, like, intimate or late into the night, or, like, I don't know, just don't make it weird, I guess, is the best way I can describe it. As long as no one's making it weird, it's not gonna be weird. Like, most of my husband's female friends are awesome, and I have made them my friends. But, there have been a couple of women that, I thought were just regular friends of my husband, but then when I was introduced, they were, like, either complete assholes to me or didn't feel the need to acknowledge my presence whatsoever. And so those are the ones that I was like, I don't like that friend. And they didn't tend to stick around for much after that because, you know, as soon as your husband picks up on the fact that, like, oh, they're being an asshole to you, they don't tend to stick around. Those were usually the early days, but yeah, as long as nobody's making it weird. I've definitely had people make it weird though in the past, and I'm like, oh, your friend sucks. Same with some of my friends, you know. There have been men that I've introduced TJ to, and he's like, I do not fucking like that guy. Dude, it happens. And then you listen to your partner, you know, you trust what they say. You continue on to say, I want to know, do you believe men and women can be friends without one or the other having feelings for each other, especially if one or both are single, or are you always treading dangerous waters? It's of course possible for men and women to be friends. Absolutely. Especially because, like, obviously, like, I might be attracted to men. I'm not attracted to every single man. Not every single man is going to be my type. So therefore, there's going to be a ton of men out there in the world that I never will even once think about in a remotely sexual way, you know? But I think it's kind of obvious when you can, like, tell if people are, like, in the same league. Does that make sense? And that's when you're kind of like, and even if they're not, like, in the same league, you can kind of tell if, like, one person likes the other person. And in those situations, I don't know. It's tough. In my situation, I feel like my husband, for the most part, can tell if someone likes him. You know? I've told this story before about when I first started dating my husband, and I was brought into a situation where there was an ex hookup of his, and she was, like, just such a complete bitch to me, like a complete asshole for no reason, glaring at me, just shooting daggers at me, being a bitch. And, like, I think TJ knew that she still liked him. I don't think that he anticipated her being so crusty, and that was when he was like, okay, we're not gonna hang out with her anymore. We're not gonna hang out with her anymore. So I think that's where it can depend, right? Like, I think sometimes your partner might have a friend that they know, oh, they might find me attractive, but is that going to be a problem? It depends. I feel like you can kind of tell the vibe if someone's going to be a problem or not. You know? You can, it completely depends. That one's tough. But yeah, men and women can absolutely be friends. You have to navigate it respectfully if you're in a relationship, you know? And if that friend is disrespectful to you, then you have every right to be unimpressed with your partner for not handling that situation, right? Like, it would be 100% on me if I had a male friend who didn't treat TJ well. It would be 100% on TJ if he had a female friend who didn't treat me well. If we're still keeping those people around, then, like, shame on us, you know? But if I have male friends who treat TJ really well or are incredibly respectful and he still doesn't want them around just because they're men, then that's a TJ issue, right? Same for me. If TJ has female friends who are completely respectful and kind to me, but I just don't like them because they're women and I don't want them around because they're women, that's a me problem, you know? Depends on the vibes. Entirely depends on the vibes. Dylan says, never had a problem with female friends, although I only have like 10 friends, so that could be why. SVR says, I have some female friends as well, but friendships with men tend to last longer and be more fruitful. Yeah, it's really important to have friends of all kinds of varieties. You know what I mean? Just Carter says, great rule of thumb, if he already poked her, he'll never see her as anything else if he sticks around. I don't think that's true either, because, you know, like, I wasn't a virgin when I met TJ, and that doesn't mean that, like, I still to this day see any of those men in any kind of sexual way. I'm really not sexually attracted to any of them anymore. Sorry, guys. That's sorry. It is what it is. You know what I mean? I mean, no, I'm a woman, so it might be different, but like, I don't know. I'm sure guys are the same, where like just because you had sex with a woman once doesn't mean that you're always going to be sexually attracted to them, especially because, you know, people in time, they can get uglier, both physically and in their personalities too. But I also feel like, you know, sometimes your brain just like switches over. Like me not being sexually attracted to men I've been with in my past doesn't mean that they're like not attractive or I'm trying to call them ugly. It's just like that part's over now, so that there's really nothing there in my brain. At the same time, though, I don't think it's respectful to my husband to like keep those people as active members of my life. So yeah, if you have a history with them, but I think we're talking platonic friends specifically. But can an old fling become platonic? I do believe so. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. There have definitely been girls that, you know, my husband has admitted, you know, they had a history and I met them and we got along great and nothing was weird. You know, she had her husband when I met her, so like it wasn't strange. My daughter loves her. Like, I don't know. I don't think it's so black and white. It definitely depends. Yeah, the stream will be ending soon. We got about 20 more minutes before I gotta go pick up my kiddo from camp. Okay. I have one more item for you guys before we go, though. I want to share this story with you guys. Let me make this a little bit bigger. Okay. What we have here: Harris County Precinct 5 deputy under investigation for viral TikTok video. Oh, we gotta wait through the ad real quick. Hold up.
A Precinct 5 constable deputy under an internal investigation after posting a TikTok that went viral. In this video, she suggests since she didn't get what she wanted the night before, everyone is getting a ticket. Fox 26's Jonathan Mejia in West Houston getting answers from the sheriff's office and speaking with residents there.
In a viral video that has since been deleted, we see a Precinct 5 constable deputy joining on a TikTok trend and having some fun, but that could cause her to lose her job. Don't stop yet, get it. In the video, you can see the deputy taking some notes, joining in on the TikTok trend and blurring out certain parts of her uniform, but she leaves her name visible to see. We saw other videos on her account where she's in uniform doing some TikTok trends. Her account has since deleted, and we spoke to some people here in the Precinct 5 area who tells us she's free to do whatever she wants on her personal time, but when she's representing the company and representing the law enforcement agency that she works for, she has to be more cautious.
I think it's real inappropriate and disrespectful.
It's very unprofessional, you know what I'm saying? Like, you shouldn't be doing nothing like that. It's unprofessional.
We reached out to the Harris County Precinct 5 Constable's office for a statement on this viral video that has since been deleted, and this is what they told us. Our administration is aware and Internal Affairs has opened an investigation. We have no other comment at this time, end quote.
You know, when you're professional, you're you know what I'm saying? Like, you talk a certain way. You carry yourself a certain way when you're in your work clothes. That's what you do outside of work. That's cool, but in work, you don't want to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think she should have did that.
Does this make you, like, distrust the people that are supposed to be serving and protecting this area?
I feel like they playing. No, you just being childish. Like, you ain't taking nothing serious. You gonna write me some tickets because you ain't get cracked. It's crazy, but hey, it's society and the world we living in right now.
Not as much as distrust, but really you can't, rely on them. It doesn't make them look professional. When they start posting videos like that, you can't even take them seriously. Then they wonder why, hey, when you see them and they be like, oh, why you didn't respect me, or why you talking to me like that? Well, because, you know, you don't treat yourself like a woman and you ain't treating yourself like a police officer.
The internal affairs investigation is still ongoing. We'll keep you updated with the results from that investigation as soon as we know it.
So this lady cop posts a TikTok in the patrol car in uniform, admittedly blurring out some information, not her last name, obviously not her face, clearly identifiable based on whatever police unit she works for, with the text overlay saying, didn't get cracked last night, so now everybody's getting tickets. This is a meme. This is a trend. If you're unfamiliar, getting cracked is a new terminology for sex, basically. Like getting cracked open like a walnut. I guess according to like Urban Dictionary, I think it's like specifically back shots, if I recall correctly. Either way, the joke was she did not get a singular back shot the night prior, and now everybody's getting tickets. It seems to me to be a joke. It was meant to be funny. However, she's a cop, so she's gonna piss people off. I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but it seems people are a little critical of police officers. If you guys, am I the only one who's noticed that? Yeah, people don't like the pigs. They do not like the smell of bacon any time of day. People are very, very critical of law enforcement. There are many accusations that people in law enforcement abuse their positions of power, take out their anger on civilians unjustly, and so it can be pretty bad OPSEC for the entire, not only local unit of police, but just all of law enforcement in general, when police are making jokes like this. Like, I'm in a bad mood, so I'm going to add on to the poverty crisis through unjust tickets, and I'm gonna ruin other people's days and spike their insurance rates because I'm in a bad mood, might not read as funny and hilarious as maybe these officers were anticipating. But I want to know what you guys think. Do you see it as, dude, come on, the lady cop was just trying to be funny. She got rid of any kind of identifying information. There's no proof that she recorded this on the clock. You know, it wouldn't have been as funny if she wasn't in uniform. It's harmless. Or do you think, hey, I don't get to record bullshit TikToks at my job. I would be fired from my job if I recorded in uniform, and I work at a speedway. So why should this cop be getting to do whatever she wants? And not only that, but it's just a bad, tasteless joke. What do you guys think on this situation? And do you think that this officer would deserve to see some kind of consequences for this? Do you think that she should be let go? Do you think that she should just be put on leave for an extended period of time? Maybe just suspended? Or do you think a slap on the wrist should be fine? Just as long as she agrees to stop recording in uniform, we should all be good. It's very reminiscent of like when the nurses were all going viral on TikTok. The nurses would just not stop dancing. We're like, please, for the love of God, get back to saving lives. We don't want to watch you dance. We want to watch you administer CPR and provide catheters. What are you doing? Jordan says, don't care much about the joke, but don't make it in uniform. Connor says ban TikTok. I think they're working on it. Sean says fire all on the job TikToks, period. It's a bad idea. I do think it's a really dumb idea. I really do. I actually was just watching this YouTube video that was kind of a like a collection of TikToks of people talking about how they got fired because of making TikToks at work. Now, some of the situations were like incredibly justified. There would be people literally filming in their restaurant at work talking about like showing where the safe is in the back, or filming gross stuff that should not be shown, you know, like, and they're like, whoa, man, I got fired from my job just because I recorded a TikTok where the safe is visible publicly and you can see where I'm working and I'm in uniform. Like, some of them were very valid. Others are like people who work for a hospital just posting TikToks, not in uniform, not at the hospital, but being told like, you can't post TikToks while working here. You can't post anything. Like, some of them I was like, what? That's a little ridiculous. Shala says, if I don't get laid, the state gets paid. That is basically what she said. And I think that's a lot of the reason people were mad. Oh my god. Sorry, officer, you seem grumpy. Did you not get your nut last night? Things I never want to think about. Oh my god. And then what it looks like TV call out? What is that? Should I be calling them out? I don't know anything what that means. Infamous Wino says you make 20 videos of you in a uniform making a thirst trap and all of a sudden HR gets funny about stuff. Golly gee willikers. Yeah, what do you guys think? Should she be fired? Suspended? There are enough videos on YouTube of cops abusing their power. Yeah. Dude, that sucks too. Like, imagine losing. Like, here's the thing too, is it's not easy to become a cop. You know, it might seem like they'll just hire any old three of the Three Stooges to be a cop, but it's fairly difficult. I understand that you have to go through at least some kind of fitness standard of some kind. You know, you do have to go through the training and the schooling and all that kind of stuff, and you do have to deal with a lot of bullshit. To lose all of that, lose all that work you put in over a stupid joke on TikTok is so embarrassing. Like, it's not worth it. Even if it went viral and you made like $1,000 off of it, getting like 1 million views or something, like, even if that was the case, like, it still wouldn't be worth it. What it looks like TV is a black guy on YouTube that covers TikTok firings. Oh, cool. I might have to check that out. Oh, some of you are saying she should be fired. She doesn't understand her responsibility. It would have been fine if she was talking about prostitutes. Bar? I don't understand how. Yes, but you can lose your life over a stupid joke with food. Is that in a really, like, reference to something specifically? At the courthouse handling my divorce paperwork, I want to say you have helped me so much in ways you may not even know. Well, hell yeah, taken tugboat. It sounds like you're not very taken anymore, though. We might have to change that to not so taken tugboat. Am I right? Am I right, gang? I'm just making fun of a man in the middle of a divorce. No big deal, Rain. Oh my god, I'm sweaty. Did I turn the air conditioning off? I am hot. Got a few more minutes though. So any final questions or thoughts as we wrap up today? I know I said if we get however many likes, I'll do a live tomorrow. I don't care. We'll still do a live tomorrow. I just got to talk to TJ about when would be the best time to do it. But we'll have a live tomorrow. I just have to plan it. When would be a good time for you guys? You guys tell me, should we do it like earlier, like 11? Do you like this time period? Should we do it like super early, like 9? Should we do it late? Look, I'm getting rid of my kids today, so I should probably elaborate on that. My in-laws are taking the kids away from us today, so I'm gonna be kid-free at least for tonight and tomorrow, so we can go live anytime tomorrow. Zachary says, "Hey everyone, just got here, so I'm watching about an hour and a half behind the crew. Hope everyone's doing well." Well, by the time you get to this, I hope that you enjoy me reading this an hour and a half later. Anytime, I'm off tomorrow. Sweet. Taking Tugboat says, "I appreciate it. This is why you gotta choose your screen name carefully. It's like getting a couple's tattoo." Oh, 9 is when you start work, Shadow God, so okay. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Oh no, Dadvocate is doing the CPS thing. What do you mean? What do you mean I'm doing the CPS thing? Yeah, we can have Prince Unicorn. Let me, afternoon, please. Okay, you guys vote. Later, please. Oh, I have to do an afternoon stream. Okay, let me get a lizard. I'll be right back for our final few minutes. I have returned with a prince. The boy is here. Hi, Miles. You be nice to the lizard. He's a sweet, good boy. Alright, let's see what you were saying. Later, please. I barely wake up before 11 a.m. Okay, okay. Good to know. Let me get a lizard. I'll be right back. Mochi, I don't know where Mochi is. All right. Well, this has been a good stream, y'all. Did you hit the like button yet? Because you should. You should hit that like button still. Lizard on bobs. I do have a bob lizard, don't I? I want a mythical dragon. He is kind of a mythical dragon. That's what it feels like. I wish I could give you guys the tripod, but TJ is at work. No, you actually heard his son. They do sound a lot alike now, though.
Oh, is they talking about me?
Yeah, they thought they could. They thought that you were TJ.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, well, we've got our last few minutes of the stream. Does anybody have any?
Gods.
You guys want to do a Sunderpit AMA real quick?
Hey guys, I'm fighting a friend in Smash. Wolf versus We Fit. It's randoms. Is that special? No. Right. Eli, hold up. Hello.
Do you have your own Master Roshi shirt, or did your dad give you his?
Dad gave this to me.
Dang, you inherited the Master Roshi shirt?
Indeed.
Winning. I'm so happy Prince has not pooped on me on stream. Zen says, "Dude, is that an iguana? The first orange iguana of all time."
I'm cooked.
Yeah, this is an iguana. Yeah, this is Sunvicate. It's just us right now.
Jeez.
Are you enjoying himself some rare sibling-free time?
Very nice.
Doesn't happen very often.
Oh, it's like
No, it's okay. No, it's a bearded dragon, not an iguana. He's pretty chill though. I mean, you guys don't have to know every lizard name.
actually study from this fight. This has been going on for 5 minutes now.
Dang, yeah, he's really good at fighting games. I can't.
This is a platform fighter. I'm better at regular fighting games than platform fighters, but Smash is still fun.
I always try to play those Dragon Ball fighting games with him, and I just like
DBFD.
get my ass whooped.
You don't know how to hack.
Tiberian says that's a weird looking ferret, Lauren.
I'm very funky looking. Don't touch my I can speak English.
Do you guys like my dog? Alright, well, we're just prattling on at this point, so, I was gonna say, let me give you guys a closer Prince look, but he's clinging on. Release my necklace, child. Get off screen. I'm gonna give it lizard cam.
That's why I weaved.
It's dangerous to go alone. Take this. Aw, thank you, Creepersaurus Rex. Can I pet that dog? You guys are so funny. What a little pancake. What a little pancake guy. I thought he was an orca. Alright. Back to the terrarium for us.
No!
Like I said, we're going to be live tomorrow. When? To be decided. All of you guys who became members today, do enjoy your early access. There is one video early access. We're going to be playing another members only ASAP. I think that's about it for now. Keep your content submissions coming to lauren@dadvocate.net.
I'm sweating.
Wish my son the best in this fight. He is clearly going through it right now.